Do you know what TMDK stands for?
Too much dick touching?
The last letter had nothing to do with that. Okay. I heard somebody say that one time, like every 3 manias there's a bad one.
So if last time was the bad one, this one should be the fucking good one.
Well, that mania was only bad because of the Cena match.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, it was alright.
Oh, okay. So
Okay, no. All right. Welcome to another episode of the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. It's the Masaku.
And it's your boy, Swag Switcher in the building.
And new location, new opportunities, man. We here in the, as Swag doesn't want to call it.
Bro, listen. Don't even be like Swag. Listen. We are on the lookout for what we want to call the true Discus Lariat Lounge. You know what I'm saying? There's been several stops that are going to be on that journey to finding the real Discus Lariat Lounge. This is not the Discus Lariat Lounge.
The boiler room, maybe?
This is more attuned to possibly a boiler room setting than anywhere else.
All right, we'll go with that.
But although it's also without the boiler room, this is for all intents and purposes, this is the sound box.
Yeah, this is the sound box. I ain't gonna lie. It's a nice setup, but we're here today to talk about this world of wrestling as usual. And there's a couple of things that have been going on in this world. We got New Japan's New Beginning, New Japan New Cup, and we've even had an NXT Vengeance Day that is setting up for Stand and Deliver. And outside of the normal stuff of Raw and SmackDown, I would love to hear what is your thoughts about New Japan going on so far.
So the pay-per-view was okay. I will say Andrade going up against the Gene Blaster himself was a fantastic match. But I'll be honest, outside of that, I didn't really the paper it was okay. Like it wasn't, and I think that's the current problem with New Japan right now is just the fact like there are certain points where I can understand, and I almost agree with him on the fact that, you know, their reliance on AEW so heavily right now is I won't say it's a problem, but it's a fucking crutch. Okay. And it's like, cause it's a crutch in the sense that unlike WWE, they're kind of sort of being a little nonchalant about it, but like AEW is being very belligerently blunt with the whole like, hey, we like your New Japan talent. I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take them too. I'm gonna take them, and I'm gonna take that one, and when I'm gonna take that one, I'm gonna pay them more so that they won't want to come back. David Finley, all right, at his last match at New Japan at that pay-per-view, and then considering now that I watched it out of order originally because I watched AEW before I watched that pay-per-view. So I was like, so he has that match, right? And like, he fought goddamn Darren Young, who goes by another name now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so he didn't even fight like a New Japan talent on the way out. He didn't put over a New Japan talent on the way out. Or in any kind of way, just for all intents and purposes, no offense to Darren Young, but and I won't call it a jobber match, but like it was a match that meant nothing, did nothing, and on his way out, he said nothing.
Literally, like there was a point he was gonna grab the mic and he was gonna say something and he just threw it up, and I was like,
and then now that I have that, gives extra context to when he shows up on AEW with the dogs. Fucking I like David Finley, all right? Let me not get that twisted. I fucks with
the Savage King.
All right. In the little bit of time that I've watched him through New Japan, I'm like, I like this guy. He impressed me during the whole, tag team situation. But now I don't give a fuck. And then not only do I not give a fuck, but like if you heard when he showed up at AEW, no one gave a fuck. You know why no one gave a fuck? Because not everyone on this side of the world watches New Japan. This guy, David Finley, shows up to for all intents and purposes, a foreign crowd, gets no pop, jumps Darby Allin and Mr. Orange himself, freshly squeezed, and now he's with Dave Kidd and the other long-haired dude whose name escapes me, because AEW has not done a good job of explaining who the fuck these niggas are.
Or a reason to care, honestly. I mean,
or a reason. I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad that you said the reason to care. Do you even know why we're even here with Dave Kidd constantly bugging and beating the shit out of Darby Allin and kidnapping him and all this dumb shit? Do you know why that's happening right now?
No, there's no reason.
There isn't. There is a reason, but do you know what it is?
No.
It's because Darby Allin, at this failed attempt to beat the fucking the good guys now, who are oh my god,
the conglomeration?
No, not
because you say he had Orange Cassidy out there. So
no, Orange Cassidy is teaming up with him only because Orange Cassidy saw that Darby Allin needed some help, and I guess Orange Cassidy is bored instead of slapping the cheeks of Tony Storm like he should be doing, which he should be. But instead, he's dealing, I guess, because also the fact that the conglomeration was dealing with the now good guy Death Riders or Tweeners, whatever the fuck they are. But Darby Allin was all like, man, I finally beat the Death Riders. I can go on with my life. And then Gabe Kidd's like, what about me? And Darby Allin's like, I don't give a fuck about Gabe Kidd. And it's like, well, I'm gonna make you give a fuck about me. And that's why we're here. That's literally why we're here.
So basically he's saying, I'm not finished with you.
Honestly, that's literally what Gabe Kidd.
I'm not finished with you.
Gabe Kidd is out here on someone's like, hey, look at me. I am important. Like, I set you on fire. Remember, Darby? When we threw you off of the thing during the thing that didn't really matter because no one sold any of the stuff that happened during that thing.
That match.
And so fast forward now. Like, he's getting beat up and jumped and dragged through the Sahara Desert and fucking, drugged and thrown in the back of a trunk and all this dumb shit by Gabe Kidd and the other guy and whatnot. I'm sorry to be disrespecting the other guy.
I honestly don't. I don't either. I can't even remember his fucking name. I'm not gonna lie.
He's one of the other dogs.
He was in that group, but like just to remember who he was, like I don't.
And so it's just like,
what are we doing?
Yeah, it's really like, man, I don't know. So I can understand why, New Japan is probably like, AEW. But at the same time, AEW is kind of making them, because AEW is the only people that's got stars that the New Japan people can kind of scale up to.
I ain't gonna lie, watching the New Beginning pay-per-view, I could have sworn I thought Andrade was gonna win that belt. I felt like Andrade would be more fitting to be the global championship because he can go around, with the girls and stuff like that. I kind of felt like that may have been the direction. But when I saw Suji win, I was like, but Suji, you being 2 belts right now, your whole thing was to make the heavyweight title important. And granted, not like you can't make the global championship important, but I feel like give somebody else a chance to get shine with a belt or title or something like that. And honestly, even with that match being the main event, I'm kind of a little pissed off that we even moved on from the story between him and Jake Lee. I felt like that could have been something that could be still going right now.
I agree. They could have went a bit deeper with it.
It felt like it was just a throwaway match. And this is the one thing I want to tell you I want to rant about is I'm trying really hard to enjoy New Japan right now. And it's weird to even be called New Japan when the same fucking matches keep happening. It's literally almost old Japan right now. Like, tell me, who is the House of Torture win against besides the same people for the last fucking like month or so?
Who have they won against?
They're going against the same people. It's the salesman guy. It's Boltono, the Russian looking guy with that. It's him. It's always Tai Chi. It's always I can't remember his name too, but it's the same people. Wolf, it's the same stuff.
Now, just so I'm aware, like, are they kind of like a little conglomeration? Because they always kind of seem to revolve around and
they're nothing. They're all unbound. Technically, they're not unbound company, but they're unbound. Anybody that's not a part of a faction is unbound. So the whole premise of unbound company is like, or unaffiliated. Excuse me, unaffiliated. If you're not a part of a team, you're unaffiliated. And the premise of Unbound Company is taking all unaffiliated people and making them an affiliated team.
Okay.
So,
because I will say the parts that I have been enjoying outside the pay-per-view, which the pay-per-view was fine. I officially caught up on, like, this is probably the first time I've been fully caught up on New Japan ever. And I've watched all of the beginning matches for the Cup, which I will say this has been very exciting and great to watch.
Oh, just the actual New Japan Cup?
Yes.
Tournament matches are always good.
Because the deal is the fact that they are, what's the word I'm looking for? Because a lot of these people because I came in during the tag team division, they were all introduced to me through tag team. And so now I'm getting to see a lot of these guys who are in tag teams, what they look like as singles wrestlers. And so far that's been fun to see. And now granted,
Oscar is a fucking monster for real.
And I'm so mad he lost.
I'm very mad. Him and Yota. Like, I'm like, what? Like, Oscar, the way they built that match, by the way, against him and the Prince, Jacob Austin Young, which, by the way, is J in abbreviation, if you think about it. Yeah. So, as he put him in that sleeper, had him tooted up, I was like, bro.
I was like, bro, and then like when he tapped, I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, next scene, camera referees. I'm like, what? Here we go.
I'm like, bro.
Here we go.
I'm like, bro. What? Why are we doing Oscar like that, bro? And luckily with my wife, she's there to interpret. He was talking mad shit in German. He was basically calling him a little bitch and all that kind of stuff. Yo, let's go. Why you running, little bit? Like, what? I'm like, eh. So, wife audible, let me know what he's saying. But it's just like, man, him and Ice both being eliminated really was like, well, I don't care about the cup no more. No offense, but those are two of the most charismatic people in that division for me right now. And, you know, and this is another thing to kind of pinpoint his opponent, who is a part of a group, which, do you know what TMDK stands for? It's a cool fucking name once you find out. TMDK.
Too much dick touching?
The last letter had nothing to do with that. Okay.
Too much dick kissing?
The mighty don't kneel.
Oh, okay.
That you can't tell me that's not a dope name.
Better than what I said.
Way better. It's less flexible. But the mighty
too much
don't
dick kissing. That's TMDK. Too much dick kissing.
That's crazy.
Hey yo, anybody in New Japan who wants to talk shit, y'all can have that one. Go ahead, keep that one. That's on the house.
Anyway, so when it comes to the name of the group, like TMDK is a team where I'm like, nobody in that team is exciting. Nobody. I mean, I at one point, it like, yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. with the title. Okay, I'm gonna be seeing some technical matches and stuff like that. But now I had to take a moment to analyze the team, and I'm like, okay, nobody in this team is exciting. Nobody in this team is charismatic, and that's kind of why I felt like watching the new beginning, the New Japan Cup A and B nights. It felt like a glorified house show.
Fair enough.
A very glorified house show where, okay, I remember how Yoto and I forget his name right now. They actually have a little bit of a feud. So I was like, okay, I'm a little bit hyped for this because there's story behind this. Anytime they see each other, it's on sight. I love that. I absolutely love that. The way they brawled out the ring and then kind of kept going with that match. All of that was beautiful. Granted, I'm not a fan of the result, but it was a good match. I will give it that. I just don't see the appeal at TMDK. I don't see the appeal, and why they're winning, I don't know. I don't unless it's really.
I also have never saw the appeal
unless it's really too much dick kissing. Apparently,
I mean, that's what New Japan does when it comes to their Zack Sabre Jr. Boy, I tell you.
Apparently, that's their number one gaijin.
Now, one thing. The one thing so far out of, because there was there's been three shows of the cup tournament. Yeah. The one thing that has been a constant, and it's been I fucking love it, is goddamn House of fucking Torture, you guys. Fam, every single match that they have had has been nothing but bullshit and shenanigans I'm talking unrelenting bullshit and shenanigans from start to fucking finish. Now, granted, as we know, I am effectively a young lion when it comes to watching New Japan and everything. So all this House of Torture stuff that I'm getting right now, this is brand new to me. Fam. Hold on, let me look at my little note piece here. So like, what was it? Dawnfall versus Aaron Wolf. Okay. Let me just start there. Yes, Don Fale versus Aaron Wolf. All right. I feel bad for Aaron Wolf, the fact because he does not necessarily have like a solid group outside of just a bunch of, as what you called them, just a bunch of other people who are like, yeah, no, fuck those guys too. Cause goddamn, Don Fale in his match, I mean, nonstop shenanigans, bro. Fucking attacking him from behind. The referee gets knocked out for like a split second, and it's like it's almost like the light turns on cockroaches. Just everybody just. I was like, damn. So we really just go jump Aaron Wolf like this? Like we're really good. Damn. Fale wins. Okay, I'm like, damn.
It's annoying because, like, bro, y'all made Aaron Wolf look so strong, Wrestle Kingdom, and you just keep shitting on him right now. Like, there's no outcome for him outside of just a House of Torture literally torturing him.
So, my current predictions for Aaron Wolf right now, right? Because this will throughout the rest of these matches and throughout the rest of these shows. This is a continuation because I think on the next show, Aaron Wolf and a conglomerate of other guys go up against House of Torture, and the shenanigans fucking continues in that match. And House of Torture, if I'm not mistaken, I think they squeeze out a win in that one too. Cause it was like it was like a 6-man tag match or whatever before like the actual like regular matches happened. And the way that match ended, they ended up jumping his ass as well. And so in my mind right now, I feel like they're trying to paint this picture. And it's almost like House of Torture. It's like House of Torture is bullying him right now. Yeah. And it's like kind of like, hey, welcome to New Japan, buddy. We run this.
Oh, so kind of like paying his dues.
Almost. And I feel like what may happen, or at least what I will hope happens, is that Aaron Wolf is going to smarten up and realize, it doesn't matter how good I am. I need a fucking squad. And he's going to get a squad. And he's going to eventually steamroll over House of Torture. I feel it has to take a minute.
Do you think it's going to end the House of Torture, or is it just going to be like we're just getting our get back?
So that's hard to say. I know House of Torture is currently. It's funny because I'm like, it almost reflects at how like right now the House of Torture, the way that they're running shit right now, like they are crazier than what they was when Evil was there, in my opinion. Like they're
because of Detours.
Like they're fucking running roughshod, all right. And so like, and you bringing up Toga, like
trying to spit in Shingo's face and it end up getting punched in the face.
Yeah. So the other match that happens that has that House of Torture coded was it was Tai Chi versus I think his name was Ren.
Is it the older gentleman wearing the orange?
I think so. Well,
because that's the one guy who's normally always tagging with Tai Chi.
No. So Tai Chi, it was the qualifying match.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking.
So it was Tai Chi versus, and I think his name was like Ren something. I didn't get his last name.
Was it the Young Lion?
No.
Okay,
this was the guy. He was fighting a House of Torture individual.
No. I'm just saying. Oh, the current junior heavyweight champion.
No. Now, what you're talking about, which I was going to get to that one as well, because that's oh man, what's his name? I actually didn't write. No. Because the one who's a champion, he's the one that has the mask on. Yeah, that's
Doki lost it.
No, Doki won his match.
No, Doki lost the title. I could have sworn he lost the title, and then Ren. Oh no, Ren has the never open weight. Sorry.
Yeah, like no.
Ren has the never open weight. Sorry,
listen, I watched this shit, brother.
I could remember the belts for a second, but yes, Ren has a never open weight title.
Yeah, so, and I do believe in that match, Ren versus Tai Chi, bro, the fucking shenanigans that they went through in that match. Fucking match starts, fucking jump homie from behind, and all this other stuff. And I think, if I'm not mixing it up, it was in this match, there was a certain point where, was it in this one? Because they pulled the fucking maneuver where like homie was about to tap out kind of thing, or it was like, oh, he had went for the pin and it was about to be a 2 count, or it was about to be a 3 count, but then they just started ringing the bell.
Oh, that
like
shit.
I'm talking, they out here pulling all of the stops in these matches. I'm just like, fam, these guys are horrible. And deplorable, and I fucking love it. It's
the kind of heel work that you can enjoy, as in like they're just being shit-eating heels.
Oh, absolutely. Because going into the match where Doki fought, I think I can't remember the guy's name, but going into their match, right? So in this match, they pulled out all the fucking stops. Like the match was, so far of all the House of Torture matches, this match was the most ridiculous. Because the match starts out and he has a decoy in the ring. It wasn't even him who was in the ring to start the match off. The match is like, cause like they start off, it's like he's got this like extra stuff on, And it's like, I don't remember who it was that was in the ring, but it's like he takes stuff off as like, "Hi, I'm not the one you're fighting," and then Doki attacks homie from behind and starts beating him up from that jump point. And then there's a certain point in the match where, of course, the referee gets knocked out. So lights turn out, the cockroaches show up, and everyone's just jumping the fuck out of them and everything. Bro, I'm talking weapons left and right. I mean, the amount of bullshit that, and then for homie to still fucking win the title. I'm like, God, that really? Man, these guys are, somebody get these niggas. Get these niggas, bro.
My issue is the fact that you turn off to like the cockroaches.
Bro, because that's, bro, I'm talking like the way it almost looks, right? The referee hasn't even hit the ground yet, and they're in the ring jumping the motherfucker, bro.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm talking like referee gets tapped, he's like, oh, and as he's like right here,
it just made me think of that gnome game. The gnome game that you showed me a while back, it made me think of that immediately. I don't know why. Like if they just try to jump the old guy or something like this, just turn up and just gnome.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Just, bro, it is. Oh my God, bro. It is, the House of Torture is a fucking problem.
Yes.
And like out of all of, like, speaking, and actually on this piece, like, what, I mean, outside of too much dick kissing, what other groups are there besides House of Torture?
It is only Unbound Company, House of Torture, and TMDK.
Okay, that's what I was figuring. Because, like,
if you're talking about faction wise,
yeah. Because, like, I know, because, like, what was the War Dogs and Bullet Club is kind of sort of
fused into Unbound Company with LIJ.
And
technically some remaining people from Chaos, but Chaos has been gone for years.
Because I know, yeah, I was like, because it's like, with the way that it is, it kind of makes sense why House of Torture is out here fucking literally torturing New Japan right now. Because even though they don't necessarily have a solid leader, they still got enough guys to just run around, just run roughshod over literally everybody. Because, like, so far in all their matches, the people who they're fighting don't really have, like, a group to claim. And so
they're just jumping you.
So if you ain't got a group to claim, then you're getting jumped. You're getting the House of Torture treatment.
What if they're just trying to beat you up until it's like, hey, man, you know what? Guess I just got to join them, bro.
Now that would be wild. Now on that other side, when we was talking about Wolf, if he's the one who ends up joining House of Torture, like if they beat him to the point where they're like, you know what, fuck it, and he joins House of Torture and they make him like their leader type shit. Now that would be some wild shit.
That would actually be a very interesting story. And that's the thing. I'm again going back into the name of New Japan. It is called New Japan, but nothing feels new right now. I've seen a lot of the same matches, and again, unfortunately, I can't watch any TMDK matches. I just can't. Only reason why I watched with Ice in it is because Ice is in it. But like any TMDK match is just not exciting. I don't like Bishamon. I don't like that tag team. It's they kind of want to be Paul, like the way they look. They remind me of Paul London and Brian Kendrick. The way they dress with the shorts, it just makes me feel that. But just
are those the junior heavyweight, the junior tag team champions?
So it's the guys that normally wear the white shorts.
Yeah.
So they kind of look like Brian Kendrick and Paul London back when they were the tag team, and they used to wear those really long shorts, come down to the ring, and they just feel like an older version of that, but just not high fly. That's fair. Yeah, and it's just nothing about them is interesting, even though Goto was just recently the New Japan champion like a half a year ago. So it's just now you're here in this tag team that I'm like, I don't even think they ever had the tag team titles yet. I'm not even sure. You might be able to stand me corrected, guys, because again, it's been a while since I've been watching New Japan. But for the current product that we have, right now I feel like so much weight is on Suji because he has two of their main titles. The never open weight title, the junior heavyweight title, no, it's not spicy right now. It's not good enough for me to be like must see TV. And right now you just kind of want to see what Suji does. Every title defense he's currently having, Andrade, I truly felt like Andrade should have had the belt. Because funny enough, Andrade is in two factions, by the way. He's in the Don Callis family and the United Kingdom. Yeah. What the fuck? So I'm just like, man, can we do something about that match? I really just, I don't know. I sat there and was like, why did Suji win? Why? And that really frustrated me. Because I just didn't see a reason for him to still keep that belt.
No, I mean that's fair. Like I mean, and I also feel if he's gonna have the belt, I feel as if he needs to, because which is another thing. Like, and maybe I've just haven't gotten completely acclimated with the way that New Japan works, but I feel because he has two belts, I feel like he should be doing more kind of thing. Just like,
I mean, he's at every show.
But like I don't know, maybe like because it's like I see him, but I feel like
he doesn't have feuds that matter right now.
Yeah,
the only one he had was the Jake Lee one, which again gave it life. It made you say, "Oh shit!" Like,
well, Jake Lee, he won his qualifying match. So.
Yeah, I mean, he could go
So
against
he's
him
still-
at Sakura Beginning. Yeah, he could do that. Because Sakura Beginning's in April, and whoever wins the New Japan Cup. By the way, I don't know if you're familiar with what the New Japan Cup is, but the New Japan Cup is a single elimination 24-man tournament. The winner of the tournament gets a title shot at Sakura Beginning for the heavyweight title. So that is the premises of this current tournament. So being that a single elimination, and again, you can see why I'm pissed that Oscar and Ice are eliminated, because obviously you're not going to see him in the title picture. And granted, yeah, but they're more known and better as a tag team. I will give them that. But I don't know who's winning this tournament right now. I don't know. I can't pinpoint who would be the next program for Suji. And again, that is what's the problem with New Japan for me, is who are your stars? Who are you going to put next up? And who is going to make Suji's title reign matter? Because yes, a person can hold a belt. They can do whatever they want to with the belt. But the title reign is what really solidifies the champion. And a perfect example of this could be going back to WWE currently and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, as we know, is everybody's fan favorite, right? Everybody loves Cody. But if you haven't noticed it recently, Cody has the second most disliked video in WWE history with him winning the title. Fans are not liking the fact that Cody has won the belt. Yeah, fans are not liking it because which is weird because fans are like really cross about it. The IWC is really cross about this. When it comes to WrestleMania, people don't mind predictability, but then they get mad when it's also predictable.
So I was actually running that literally because there was something that we were talking about once when it came to predicting things, and there's like this. There is what wrestling used to be. When we think back to when like wrestling was at its coolest, right? There was always that like we all want to try and predict and be like, oh, I was the one who called it type situation, right? And I feel what's the whole situation with, people wanting to predict certain things about wrestling. I think there was once upon a time where we would predict things, and more times than not, there used to be a time where we would try to predict wrestling, and the chances of our prediction actually coming true were slim. And that's was I think what used to make wrestling great. So
like you could predict something, but then like they give you a different outcome that sounds more exciting.
No. So, like, for instance, we have been in this space where it's like wrestling, because, like I said, we always predict things, right? We always try to predict what's going to happen next, right? And so, when wrestling was at its most dope, most interesting, most entertaining, was during a time where we would throw out these predictions, sometimes super crazy, sometimes super mainstream line, whatever it may be. And there used to be a time where you would throw out predictions and you wouldn't always get it right, if that makes sense. So, like, for instance, with this whole thing with Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre kind of thing, right? There used to be a time where, you know, we would want to predict that Cody Rhodes is going to win or Drew McIntyre is going to win. What is different from then into now is the fact that now we get it right too much. We we guess and predict things too much to the point where now we're bored.
I think a reason for that is because we understand the safe that WWE always does. And as a wrestling fan, we don't want safe. We come from an era where it was literally attitude. And honestly, that was one of the reasons why it was the best era, is because there was no predictability. It was just, you could watch Raw, anything can happen. You can't miss it. SmackDown, you can't miss it. And the storylines that they may try to pick up, like, I never could have predicted, like, say, perfect example, Cactus Jack versus Mankind Royal Rumble. My favorite match ever. Never could have predicted that was the match. Never. Never would have predicted Mankind say, hey, to do this match against Triple H, I got to shift into Cactus Jack. Couldn't have done that. And if anybody else said they did that, great. I'm glad that you're better as a wrestling fan than me, but couldn't. Could you have predicted Mankind coming back to WrestleMania 2000 and being in the main event? No, you couldn't predict that. It just happened. And I think that's another thing about with wrestling to me currently, is it's predictable, but it's the predictable of like what we all may not want.
I mean, that's true, but I think it's the fact that it's predictable and it's no longer surprising. So it's like, it's that whole deal where it'd be one thing if we made predictions and we got them wrong from time to time.
Yeah.
And those times that we got them wrong were like, oh shit moments kind of thing. But now we'll predict something and we'll get it right. And we'll predict again, we'll get it right. And we'll get it right. And then right. And right. And then when you start guessing and knowing what's going to happen next, it does not, you know, it's like it loses that value of fun to try and predict things, because now it's like you predict it and then it's like, oh yeah, Cody Rhodes is going to win, it's going to be Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and then it happens like, yep, all right, whatever.
But now,
as where before, you know,
the four-way match was what we all predicted.
So for instance, like if it was something like that, right? Or now granted, still early. It could happen. But like if something like that were to have been the case, kind of thing, right? Because it's such a wild thing, that would have been that's where you kind of get that oh shit type.
Yeah.
But it's also just the fact that right now we're in an era of wrestling where it's so predictable, nothing is surprising, nothing is jumping out at you, nothing is like moving a needle in a left or a right way, because it's so easy to predict. It does not make the predicting piece fun anymore, kind of thing. Because like, if we like, what would make it fun is if that, like, as of right now, if we can get a lot more times, we'll be all like, oh yeah, Cody Rhodes is going to win or something like that kind of thing, right? And then all of a sudden something happens on the show and something completely different happens. Like they fucking, like, I don't know, like, so like
Sami Zayn got the belt all of a sudden.
Correct. Oh yeah. So like, for instance, like we're like, oh yeah, Cody Rhodes is going to win, you know, interference and blah blah blah, like all that happens, and all of a sudden, like, you know, Fatu, you know, jumps to the match and interferes, and then we're all like, yep, Cody Rhodes is going to win the match, and all of a sudden Nicola's like, you know what? No, fuck it. You know what?
Run the
If
match
you're gonna
back.
Run the match back, and now Fatu's part of the match. Whoa!
Yeah, shit like that.
We don't get that.
Yeah, we don't get that no more.
We don't get shit like that.
We don't get that. Yeah, we don't get that. Yeah.
And so it's like, we don't get that. We don't get. The most we get is me at the like.
Oh, when Randy Orton won, you were like, oh, wasn't expecting that. Excuse me. You know, prediction clearly said Cody, but like, oh, you swerved me. Good job.
Although it's funny because like I go and I look online and apparently everyone else was all like, yeah, no, we knew Randy was going to win. I'm like, damn, we really did?
No, I thought Cody. We all thought I thought Cody was going to win.
Nah, apparently the IWC was all like, yeah, no, Randy's winning that shit easy. I'm like, damn.
But then now we they took too long for this to finally happen. Now we're finally getting that main event match where it's Cody versus Randy Orton. But this should have happened damn near a year ago. Some people are saying that. I feel that the build for this now, you only have how many weeks we have left?
We literally got like a month-ish, a month and a half.
And they're supposed to be, I guess, using the times where Randy has been looking at Cody hold that belt, and, you know, saying, I can go for it. I can go for it. We technically have a babyface match, even though he's really anti-hero, but
there's still time. Because there's still time, and now unless they're just not going to give Drew McIntyre his title rematch, but I feel as if there's still some shenanigans going on because in all this planning, I actually kind of forgot the fact that we still got Sami Zayn out here.
He's going against Trick Williams. That is the rumor.
All right.
He's going against Trick Williams at Mania.
All right. I guess. You know.
He the front.
All right, whatever. So, it's like okay. I mean, you know, it's not like we don't have Sami Zayn out here, you know, pitching fucking fits at Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, but you know, it's cool.
Apparently, from they're saying that the interactions that he's had with Sammy is going to shift into that, which is really weird because Trick is having more interactions with Randy Orton than anybody else about being 6'5".
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Like WrestleMania. I mean, well, no. They definitely don't know what they're doing right now. WrestleMania is in such shambles right now.
It is definitely going to, I think it's every 3 Manias is a bad one.
Is that?
I heard somebody say that one time. Like every 3 Manias is a bad one.
I think they might have it backwards. It's every 3 is like
no, like after like okay, so you get three Manias, and after the third one is a bad one. Excuse me.
So you get 3 good Manias, and the third one's a bad one.
2 good Manias, and the third one's the bad one.
So if that's the case, that means last Mania was the bad one, and this Mania is the bad one. So they got it backwards.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because according to what you're saying, it's 2 good Manias and then a bad one. So then if last time was the bad one, this one should be the fucking good one.
Well, that Mania was only bad because of the Cena match.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, it was alright.
Oh, okay. So
okay, no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm very.
Are you positive? We can go into it real quick. As a matter of fact, I could probably pull up our episode when we talked about how shitty the Mania was. Like, I've been looking back at the old episodes recently. You know, like just remembering and shit. And like, I mean, we can get into it unless you remember now. I know my dreads are tight right now. I just got these done freshly done.
Proceed.
Okay. All right.
So I get maybe this Mania might be
Ass. It's going to be ass.
Good in match wise.
going-
I don't know.
Good match.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to be positive.
How much time we got?
I don't even know. It's upside. You can take it off.
I don't know. We haven't hit the hour point yet. Like, well, let's go. Let's get into the WrestleMania matches right now.
Oh my god!
All right. Let's test your statement real quick. Okay, so first off, we have what is currently solid right now.
We have Jade Cargill versus
Brock Lesnar.
That's not a solid yet.
No, it's supposed. Well,
it's supposed to be.
It's
but
not
it's
a solid. It isn't a solid match. You are correct.
Yeah.
But Brock Lesnar is going to be there, and there's supposed to be a match. How you feeling about that right now? Ass, right?
I mean, because of Obafemi's presentation, yes, it'd be ass. Like if he was actually doing something and then Brock actually like interfering and causing some issues, then maybe yeah.
But Brock Lesnar is not going to interfere and cause any issues because Brock
no
Lesnar's already beat him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the presentation they have been doing, yeah, you can boost Oba as much as possible, but Brock still eliminated him.
Oh,
so
man.
if there was a situation where Oba was like, yo, I got beef with you because you threw me out the ring, you should have did it after the Rumble.
Let me see here. The Royal Rumble was at the end of January, February, March and a half. Almost
2.5 months.
2.5 months for Oba to sit there and like just think about like,
that nigga threw me over the ring.
That white back gorilla did throw me over the ring, ropes that one time. Maybe I'll say something. Now, actually, before we continue with this, though, can we talk about the utmost disrespect
Johnny Gargano got?
Bro.
Going out there looking like a math teacher, first off.
The dog walking of Johnny Gargano. Bro, let him go.
Let him go to AEW.
Let him go to AEW, goddammit. There's nothing for him here. To feed him, because that's what we're doing right now. We are
literally Rybacking.
Rybacking for Johnny Gargano to get Rybacked by fucking Obafemi. Johnny fucking Wrestling.
He even said it. I gotta go back to being Johnny Wrestling. So like
to get Rybacked by Obafemi. This is the same man who had one of the most amazing and most devastating matches in NXT against the Psycho Killer on AEW. My shadow knows my story. Which I need them to really start doing something with them because
you saw the heel turn, right?
Wait, when that?
The heel turn that happened last night.
Oh, on Collision?
Yeah, he did the same thing that he did to Johnny in NXT.
Who?
To Mark Briscoe. So as they finish the match, they go to the stage. He grabs his head, slams it into the fucking screen, just like he did Johnny Gargano.
This is the way. This is the way. So I had to make the conscious decision of watching the rest of the New Japan stuff or watch Collision. And I chose to watch New Japan. Now I'm definitely going to watch Collision because that's what we need in AEW. And they're on the right path right now. So that does my heart good.
And the funny thing is, before we go back into the funny thing about it is apparently there was an article saying or a post saying that Tony Khan just doesn't know what to do with him right now, or he didn't know what to do with him. So Tommaso said, hey, let me do what I did to Johnny. And he was like, but you already did that. It's like, yeah, but it'll get people talking. And that is what you want in wrestling more than anything, is to get people talking. So the minute it happened, people were like, "Oh, he did this to Johnny," and that's all the comments. He did this to Johnny. He did it to Johnny. Black and gold is back. Black and gold. Like they're doing all of that, and they see if you're giving us that Tommaso Ciampa.
That's because that you cannot have a baby face with the name of Psycho Killer. All right. I'm like, I'm like, I haven't needed to say it yet, but I was getting close to saying it, and hearing that, I don't have to say it. Because I was going to say the fact, I'm like, all right, we need to go ahead and let's make him heal. Let's go ahead and do that. Get that shit going. But nah, and thank God.
Boy, this man had a fucking rejuvenation, bro. Like,
because
the light just came on.
Well, it's because of the fact. So AEW is ass, all right, very ass, and I feel like there's like people who are just there, just doing whatever the fuck they want, and just kind of like, and there are some people who show up who they'll do things, and it's like, all right, it's kind of cool, but like they're not taking charge and taking control of their character. Luckily, this man has gone through the WWE system. He learned very well in his NXT days, and he knows where he needs to be and how he needs to be presented. And he's making the moves to make sure he's presented in that kind of way. Therefore, it's going to get him the TV time he needs, and it's going to be entertaining. Because that's what WWE does. It teaches you how to be an entertainer. AEW is where you go to stack up that bread and have freedom. And a lot of people don't know how to use that freedom in AEW to make shit make sense.
I don't think they have as much freedom as they did at one point. I feel like maybe they have freedom to do what they do in their matches. Like, hey, if you want to throw yourself on some thumbtacks, that's cool. But like, they still have character direction. They still have, hey, I want you to become this, and this is the match that we want. So, because like right now, Swerve versus Brody King, I don't give a fuck about that.
No, but the Swerve versus Brody King thing right now in AEW, and a lot of those, this is AEW trying to bring more people into the upper echelon for possible title defenses, because once again, I always say it, AEW ain't got no fucking stars.
I mean, TNA don't either, and right now New Japan either.
Well, no, TNA absolutely does not. New Japan,
they have czars.
Czars.
You remember we played Mario Party?
Oh yeah, they're
Zatar or whatever.
But yeah, no, like TNA absolutely not. New Japan, they have
potential
stars.
They're just not.
And where in AEW, they have a lot of potential stars, but none of them are shining like MJF. And they're trying really hard to shine up those people so that they can look good going up against MJF.
I think it's mainly because MJF is a student of the game. He does use wrestling psychology better than any of those guys. Which
is why where MJF is at right now, like, motherfucker is smart. There's no, like, people always talk about how much better he'd be in WWE. Sure, he would be great in WWE, but why go to WWE where he has to fight for that top spot, where in AEW he is the top spot? That's why I was all like, man, if Tommaso Ciampa went to TNA, he would make so many people look like champs, look like stars, become stars, because him in TNA, he would be at the top.
That's literally what Mike Santana did for himself. He left AEW to go to House of Glory, to go to TNA, and look what happened. He became a world champion. And granted, his tag team partner, Tease, they were like, no, we really should keep doing this. And he was like, no, I really want to push for myself. I really want to have a singles career. And he did that in multiple companies. So granted, as much as I don't like his current character right now, he did what he said he wanted to do.
No, I agree. Like it's one of those deals. Like for me, I'm like, the issue is the fact that he's at the top and there's no one else at the top with him, and the people who like they have to stretch,
Who would be considered on the top,
which is why they're doing this whole thing with, as you said, now Macklin is getting reinstated. It's because so that they can fight him and all this.
You know, when that shit happened, I'm laying in bed, I'm watching TNA. You know, I had the phone in my hand. I went straight to sick. I said, man, what the fuck, bro? Like, so you did the Feast of Fire for no fucking reason besides telling us, hey, this person's going for a heavyweight title at some point. This person gets a tag team title match, and this person gets a title. And we don't want to fire nobody, but we gotta go with it. And
I think the other thing that gets me is the fact that the person who actually has the title match for Feast of Fire is not getting his match before this guy who got fired. Like that shit got me like, all right, TNA.
You know what? And I didn't even have to say that shit. But going back to the Mania, because we drifted a little bit to kind of get your opinions on what we have currently for Mania. So we have Jade Cargill, we have Rhea Ripley, we have Liv Morgan and Stephanie Valkyrie. We have Cody, we have Randy, we have CM Punk, we have Roman Reigns. So those are our absolute set in stone matches. I'm not really a fan of these title matches. I mean, like CM Punk and Roman.
CM Punk and Roman is
on paper sounds like it should be, as Michael Cole keeps saying, the greatest match in WrestleMania history. But in reality, these are two big ass egos.
Yes, they are two very big names that are guaranteed to make us as in TKO money, and that is the main event that is supposed to bring in the big bucks and make you apparently talk about it for
centuries to come.
Apparently. And yes, on paper, sure. Now, out of all the matches right now, I will at least say, and it's kind of funny because it's like they kind of have to. For me, I feel like they are doing their damnedest to talk this one up, and the promos between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, these little spouts that they're having in the ring, just talking to each other, like they're trying to make
spicy.
They're trying to make them as spicy and as hot as they possibly can. And like, I feel after the last thing that happened, and I think it was you who I said this to.
Yeah.
Like there is no more room for talking. There's no more room for talking. There should only be hands.
Somebody has said the only thing that Roman can do to get back at him is dig up Larry.
Yes, that if Roman Reigns does not do anything short of paying Larry's gravesite like a visit, then you've lost everyone.
Yeah, you lost everyone.
Like because like
he should have threw hands with him the minute he said it. Fuck it, he turned around and walked away.
Like if he's not going to talk about Larry in any capacity, if he does not show up to the gravesite of Larry, you know what I'm saying? Like if he does not do that, then the absolute only other thing he should do is jump the fuck out of him. It has to be hands. There has to be hands thrown, because that is like the normal progression of this right now. Like CM Punk needs to have a match, and Roman Reigns needs to show up, and he needs to Superman punch him. and cause CM Punk to lose whatever that match is. That's what needs to happen.
But he has to hurt him.
I mean, yeah, I would agree. Like, you know, like he loses the match, he starts to leave, then comes back, beats him up a bit more. Sure. Whatever it is, it has to be hands. Because we can't do this dumb shit that we did last year with John Cena, where he just continuously comes out and says what he wants to say. And then Cody came out and says what he wants to say.
That's all they're going to do, because Roman, as we already know, is a part-timer, and he only wrestles when it matters or does stuff when it matters. CM Punk, on the other hand, will take a brawl, but he's also very injury prone, so can't have nothing too crazy happen.
Which is the unfortunate bit of it all, which is why WrestleMania is going to continue to be dry. Because right now, the Randy Orton and Cody thing is still new. And I feel that there is still things that have to develop, because I personally do not think it's going to be Randy versus Cody. Like, straight up. I feel as if there's going to be some other shenanigans involved. But, like, with the other matches that we have right now, Rhea and Jade.
So that one's a bit interesting, because you don't know what's technically real or fake right now. Because yes, Jade Cargill has sparked a lot of issues backstage. And then they had that Twitter beef that went on that had Chelsea Green and other wrestlers coming to Rhea's defense. And it kind of feels like Jade is on this mountain alone because she feels like she's better than everybody. When and then Rhea Ripley had her promo of like, hey, your body is built for bodybuilding. My body is built for fighting. We two different bitches. I'm really that bitch.
When it comes to that piece, I'm in Camp Rhea. Cause yeah, I want this to be more interesting than what it is, but it's not.
Rhea's not losing this match.
At
least not clean.
Yeah, we had that. We already had that talk. So in my mind, what I think would be great, what I think would be cool, that would protect both of them and also be, hell yeah, this is wrestling, right? Is where we have the situation where Rhea and them, they have their match, and then Rhea looks like she's going to win, and then I'm just going to say these names, but fill them in with whatever females that you'd like. But then, like, B-Fab and fucking Mia Yim come out there, and they jump Rhea when the referee's down. And then Jade wins. And now Jade's got her Bad Girls Club.
She needs that. Honestly, that's what makes Jade. Jade as a standalone is not that bitch. No. She is that bitch with her girls with her.
She would be. She needs to have bitches to be that bitch. Because as of right now, and I think it would also help cover up where, like, she's not quite acclimated in the ring at, because it is so weird to me, because it's like she has all of this time to get good in the ring.
She's been doing this for years now, like almost 5.
But it's like I see her in the ring and there's just like there's so many like empty spaces for her, kind of thing. And it's like for her to look the part that she does and her to not be as good as she should be. Like, she has the $1 million body and, like, you know, half the skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when then you look at someone who has the $1 million body like Bianca Belair, and she has 3 times the skills as what her looks even present. Yeah. And Bianca is fucking beautiful. Yeah. And so it's like Rhea over here, she's like, I feel Rhea will make her look decent, but you can only make someone look so good in a fucking match.
The thing about what Rhea is, now we got 7 WrestleManias in a row where she's going for a title, right? And it does solidify that, yes, she is one of WWE's biggest draws, and women wise, or almost even sometimes men. But it's gonna get to a point where I'm wondering, when are the fans, if we get to this Mania and she wins that title, are we now gonna start treating her the same way they're now treating Cody, where you're always winning, you're always this?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because unlike Cody, Rhea has actually semi-interesting story. That's the key. It's always the key. Story. Now, also, Rhea is not afraid to be bad or good. When you look at all those times she's gone to WrestleMania, some of them she's been good, some of them she's bad, some of them she's in between. She knows how to fluctuate her character. She knows how to go with one side or the other.
Well, that's the thing about her character. Her character isn't immediately defined by being a babyface. She can be a heel. She can be a tweener. She can be an anti-hero. She can be a babyface. Cody can only be a babyface in the eyes of WWE currently because he's their quarterback. So to do a heel turn right now where he's, whoa, Cody Rhodes, it's just almost as equivalent of John Cena turning heel.
But I feel, well, it could be, but with the thing with Rhea though, I don't think, I just don't see the people turning on Rhea in that particular kind of way. And if they do turn on Rhea, unlike with Cody Rhodes, Rhea, she is someone who can make moves, make money, and turn the dial. She can do all of those things, whether she's good or bad. Unlike with Cody Rhodes, they're afraid that if he goes bad, then he's not going to make the company as much money.
John Cena
kind of thing. Now, granted, it's the John Cena effect.
Yeah.
Because I can't necessarily say John Cena, only because it was never actually proven that way. Because like, yeah, well, sure, John Cena turned heel, but this is also like his last time he's going to be in WWE. So niggas is buying this shit regardless, which is fucking stupid. But whereas with Cody, and it's one of those things where I don't know why they feel this way, because it's like, I feel as if that WWE does this thing right now where maybe it's just because of the fact that it's not WWE, and which I personally don't think it is. It's just TKO. TKO isn't looking at, all right, let's see, how did we do this back in the day? How did we do this in the past? Oh, that's how they did in the past? All right, yeah. Because the shit that happened in the past still can work right fucking now. But they would rather, instead of like trying to make that shit work, we're just going to do what we know is going to make the money at this very moment. And that's their problem. And because of the fact that, the women's division isn't woody woody woo up here compared to the guys division, people like Rhea, they kind of have that leeway where they can kind of do what they want to do a little bit. And they don't have to worry about that whole factor of, what if the people get tired of Rhea? Fine, then Rhea will get tired of the fucking people. Because she can fucking do that. She's got that flexibility. Like, like she's got it. She's fine. But like, but it's like for Cody Rhodes, we know Cody Rhodes could be a heel. He's been a heel in the WWE before. And when Cody Rhodes was doing some of his best work in New Japan,
as a fucking heel,
he was a heel.
Fuck the Revival.
And so it's like, Sesame Street Levesque, as they call him, it's just going to keep it boring, and we're just going to keep on guessing and not giving a fuck, unfortunately. And yeah, that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it.
Cody versus Randy Orton isn't exciting right now. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns isn't exciting. I am definitely not excited for Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Valkyrie because it's just like,
Which is sad.
yeah, because these are definitely great women to be in the ring. And Rhea versus Jade is not exciting. So now we have to hope that the other matches on the card make Mania a little bit better, like more sustainable. Actually,
It's not gonna happen.
it's not, but you have to hope. Like Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn, it won't be a bad match. I truly don't think it will be a bad match, but it's not one we actually asked for. You know, it's kind of like going to your grandma's house and your grandma made this meal that you're like, oh, I mean, I eat it, but I ain't really want it, you know. But we say this, guys, is that WrestleMania definitely isn't appealing right now, but we can only hope that something good comes out of this.
Listen, the day that I'm going to hope for WrestleMania to have something good come out of it is the day I'm going to be like, man, I cannot wait for AEW to give me great story. And the crazy thing is, and maybe I am just crazy, or maybe this is me hoping for WrestleMania to be good. I think AEW can give us great story. But you know what? WrestleMania could also be the greatest show on earth. So, yeah.
Last thing we definitely want to take a moment to talk about is Vengeance Day in NXT, because that happened last night. Very interesting matches. We can go into you did see it, right? We watched it together. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, making sure you get this face like, well, why are we talking about? I was like confused. I know you didn't get a chance to see the first match, which was
I saw enough of it. I saw what was necessary, and that was the fact that
ass.
That what's her name won?
Blake Monroe with slamming her on the diamonds.
Yes.
It was a very physical match. I'll give it to Miss Parker. There was a point where she slammed her ass on her through a table, which I was like, why? All right. I mean, we get it. Your ass is big, but we not trying to use it as a I know one of her moves is the hypnotic. That I understand that's one of her, I think, her signatures or finisher. Okay. But the slam, like when she did it, the way she slammed her on the table, like she almost hurt herself worse than she would have hurt Blake Monroe. Like, cause you know you're not supposed to sandbag nobody. But the way she did it, it's like, yeah, she touched a little bit of her, and her neck hit almost the table, and I was like, ooh, you almost fucked yourself.
When it came to this match, like for me, it was like to me, this match was for Miss Parker more than anything. This was like all right, Miss Parker, let's see what you got type situation. Because Blake Monroe needs to go ahead and just be sent to the fucking main roster.
Why, when you already have another winner in Tiffany Stratton?
Because Blake Monroe is better. Yes, I fucking said that shit. I prefer Blake Monroe over a Tiffany Stratton any day. Plus, Tiffany Stratton is modern day Barbie girl, while Blake Monroe is glamour and glitz. All right. There's a difference between the two. And I like Blake Monroe better. And because, considering how you would say you want to put them two and two. Remember when Blake Monroe, what was she called back in AEW? Yeah, remember when Mariah May was the champion on AEW and she gave that fucking amazing match where she lost the title to your favorite
Toni Storm? Yeah,
I'm sure you remember all that. Right?
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, you remember how fuck? Yeah, how fuck? Yeah. We need that.
We're not gonna get that in WWE though.
I'm not saying that we're not going to get. I'm just saying we need that.
Yes,
on the main roster.
We do. And that's the issue. You're not going to get that. Even if you get a Mariah May over there, you're not going to get that quality of story from WWE because they don't know how to fucking make story. I mean, shit, hopefully maybe we may get better story because, Road Dogg's not there now. But I don't know.
Let's see that saying the fact that we're going to get better story because Road Dogg is gone. It doesn't matter who they got rid of; is who they're putting in his seat. And until we get who we're putting in his seat, it won't matter. Just it's like granted, it'll help, but it's not going to matter. Like, but the main thing that I'm saying is the fact that, like, to me, the way that I saw this was just the fact of, especially considering where I've seen Mariah May, aka Blake Monroe, this match is beneath her. Okay. Which is the reason why she won. Like, sure, she dropped her on a bunch of diamonds. This bitch has dropped bitches on glass. All right.
Again, that's one of the reasons you probably won't get that kind of match, but story-wise, you hopefully can get something like that.
And no, I'm not talking about the fucking match itself, but I'm just talking about the presentation and what Mariah May has, the star power that she possesses. She was an AEW Women's Champion. She freaking set the bar for the women in AEW on the way out. And so it's like her doing this is to me, it was like this match was kind of like, all right, Mariah May, you're already money made. We're actually just waiting for some space to clear up on the main roster so we can just throw you in there. So,
but that's the issue I have though when it comes to WWE and their roster. They have their set chips. They have their queen, their king. Nobody can turn into that. Everybody else is a pawn. Maybe you have a rook, you may have a knight, but like they're not trying to make anybody elevated to the next level until they're done with that person. Cause like you got your Rheas, you got your Eos, you got your Charlottes, you got your Alexa Bliss. You have your solid people, right? They're not trying to make anybody else up to that caliber. They're not. I don't see it happening. I see they're very content with who is up in that caliber. And then you might get a match against them or whatever, but that person's still going over. Right. And this is why, and I want to make this apparent for, I don't know if it's this episode or next episode, but a lot of people keep complaining about, and I think we briefly talked about it, but a lot of people keep complaining about the Attitude Era and why isn't games being made off of the Ruthless Aggression Era, the PG era, or whatever. Is you know why? Is because everybody in the Attitude Era could be a world champion if you gave them that like moment to shine. You could put a D'Lo Brown in a match with a fucking Austin, and that could possibly happen. You could have put a Mark Henry in a situation, and that could have happened. Maybe not Gangrel, but like you see what I mean. Like
let's not disrespect.
No, I'm not trying to disrespect Gangrel. It's just like it wouldn't be as believable. It'd be like okay, I'll go on the ride. What are you about to take me here? But like everybody on that roster was undeniable. You cannot say that the entire roster was undeniable. And this is why I say I want to save this for maybe because this is definitely going to be a deep dive because I want to get your perspective on it. But we could just lean into this. Everybody keeps saying, why are we not doing a Ruthless Aggression era of a game or a situation? And then I sat there for a second and thought about the Ruthless Aggression era. There were only maybe a handful of people who made the Ruthless Aggression era what it was to my eyes. And maybe that's kind of why it's difficult for WWE to do that, because you can't do a Ruthless Aggression without Chris Benoit. You just can't.
I mean, he was a big piece of that.
He was a very big piece of that.
I don't think I wouldn't say that's like a whole
It's not the whole reason. No, it's not. It's just you can't do it without at least talking about him, because he's in a lot of the biggest matches of that era.
I mean, no, you're right. I mean, because like, I mean, just to save the banter for a later time.
Yeah.
I can agree. I see where you're coming from, but like, yeah, there's plenty of reasons why. So I get it.
But somebody was just making, I forgot what the guy name is. It's like he's making a video about it of like, why do we keep doing the Attitude Era to every, like everybody that's probably going to get the game that's part of the Attitude Era in their 40s. And I'm like, well, we're also going to be the ones that's going to buy the goddamn game. And 2, the ruthless aggression era situation is what I brought up. It's like you got your Eddie Guerrero, you got your John Cena, you got your Brock, you got your Rey Mysterio, just a select few that made that era pop. So I would love to deep dive and get your perspective on the ruthless aggression era, because you got the chance to watch more of it than I could because of my situation in my younger years and being not able to watch wrestling for a certain time frame. But another era that holds pop culture, by the way, pop culture, like the Attitude Era did. There is no era. And I'm going to leave it with that. So, going back into Vengeance Day, because we got to finish that before we wrap it up. So, Blake Monroe versus Jay Parker. We got the result of Blake Monroe winning. And then after that, I believe it was... What's the girl from the culling?
That was a later match.
I could have sworn that was the next match. Oh, no, the next match was the street fight with Tony and...
So I don't even think it was supposed to be a street fight. It was supposed to be just a regular match.
Yeah, they just started off with a really good street fight.
But it started out as a street. So honestly, it was a great fight. The whole thing was great from start to finish.
That build-up was great.
I mean, the build-up even before then has been nice, because like...
No, I'm talking about like...
Yeah, so, and that's not to dwell on it too hard, but like that is the way. And there was some things, because like when we was talking and watching at the same time, there were some things that you're like, why are we doing this in the middle of the pay-per-view and blah blah blah. And the reasons why is because, well, number one, the reasons why you probably feel that way is because you're no longer used to those kind of things happening, because that's used to be what happened in pay-per-views. When you would have a pay-per-view, you used to have backstage segments where someone would start talking about something on the microphone or whatever. In pay-per-views, we used to have, and this is like mainstream pay-per-views, like WrestleMania's, blah, blah, blah. Like on those kind of pay-per-views, we used to have where a wrestler would come out there and start talking about shit, and it leads to what's going to be a match coming on later on down the line. NXT runs pay-per-views how pay-per-views used to be ran. But as you see, nowadays they fill in all these spots, and they're filling in all these spots because it's talking about new talent, which is how, the whole Evolve thing and whatnot. Talk about the current talent that's on the actual show, even though they may not have a match. Everything is purposeful, and it's pertaining to the actual wrestlers who are part of the show or is going to be part of the show, kind of thing. And that's all being incorporated in the pay-per-view. Now, I can say NXT was a little long-winded on some of the things that they were doing, but that's what pay-per-views used to be. Now, when we watch a pay-per-view where those things used to happen, we get the "we'll be right back" music playing. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Like that's what we're getting now. And unless we paid for, the extra tier where we don't get the commercials, what we're then getting is bullshit commercials, which I guess now, like, it made me think about, like, this is why they're called premium live events, not pay-per-views, because pay-per-views, you don't get commercials, but in a premium live event, you pay extra, which is the premium, but it's just another live event. So there's commercials where instead of, which is the reason why I know a lot of things that you were saying about that's not going to happen in WWE doesn't happen, is because these people are not getting this extra push. The only things that's being pushed on premium live events is whatever the matches are that we had. All right. Those 4 matches is all you're going to get. No backstage segments, no promoting this wrestler, no promoting that over there. We're just wrestling match. All the people who's paying us money, so we're going to advertise them. Wrestling match, all the people who's paying us money so we can advertise them. NXT, wrestling match, promo, backstage segment, wrestling match, backstage segment, another backstage segment, promo, another wrestling match, backstage segment, in-ring segment, leading to a match. Like, it's all based on wrestling, and that's how a pay-per-view should feel. It should be wrestling. How many times did they talk about, hey, look who's in the crowd? So-and-so from so-and-so show, so-and-so. Grammy number winning artist, rapper guy, person, big chains.
Well, you was shooting that one.
Bro, like, it's...
But I get what you mean. I get what you do have a point there, and I think maybe it's drawn me numb to what WWE's programming is you give us 4 matches and you call that a pay-per-view, and there's no filler in between to keep me interested in going on. So seeing something like a promo where it's about the whole women's NXT title thing, it throws someone like me off, because yes, we're so used to
you're used to the current program.
Yeah, you're it's television programming. They're programming you to consume the wrestling that we want you to consume, rather than what you are familiar with. Because yes, there would be certain backstage antics back in the Attitude Era, etc., that would elevate stuff going on. But I feel like that, I will say, that segment maybe been a little bit long-winded.
Yeah, no, like I will agree and say the fact that like some of the segments that NXT did kind of go on a little longer than they needed to.
But yeah, and I think that's probably why, it's because they felt long-winded. But granted, even with the NXT pay-per-view, we got like 5 matches?
Like a regular pay-per-view.
Which, if you put it like that, it does make it sound like, damn, so we're getting the purest version of WWE in NXT.
That is NXT is the last bit of real WWE you're going to get right now.
Damn.
Which is sad.
Damn.
Because, like, yes, 6 matches. Like, what was it? I think the way it used to feel is like 5 matches. At least back when you play the game, like 4 to 5 matches, that's a regular TV show. A pay-per-view
is 7.
Is 6, 7, maybe an 8th match.
If it was Mania.
All right. No.
Mania was 8.
No. Mania was like 8, 9, sometimes creeping in the 10s, which is the reason why we started doing a Mania A and Mania B, because we had so many matches. And now we don't have a fucking enough matches. Like,
now you got to buy 2 sets
what
of tickets.
I want to do, it's going to be a minute because it's WrestleMania, and maybe WrestleMania might do it differently. But like, maybe watch what was the last pay-per-view we just had?
You talking about WWE wise?
Yes. Wasn't it? It was Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, Chamber. Yeah.
I was about to say, if now I don't know if they might take them out.
You talking about Elimination Chambers back in the day?
No, like just the most recent. All right. Well, I was going to say, although they probably took them out now, but if you can remember, how many times were there moments where we're just sitting there and there's literally nothing on TV? And then when you think about those moments where it's just boom, 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 where it's just playing the music and it says, we'll be right back. Remember how long those moments felt. Those empty ass moments of literally nothing happening as long as they would be, those could be 2 matches. Those could be a match, a backstage segment. Those could be 2 segments where something's happening in the ring that's leads to something funny or something cool. Or it could just been a whole ass one other match where 2 guys just really went at it. There's so much dead air on these pay-per-views nowadays that's filled with commercials or just filled with blank, depending on what service you're using. We're using VPNs and watching it on Netflix. And on Netflix, where what I can only assume is they're just showing commercials on like ESPN or whatever the other things are. On Netflix, we just got the BRB symbol. And so we're sitting there listening to this music.
That's the bathroom break music, bro.
But like, so yeah, well, if that's whatever you want to call it, but it's like there's the difference between a bathroom break and I'm gonna take a shit and watch a bunch of TikTok videos kind of break. I think one time, we literally was sitting there and like it was like 15 minutes that we sat there listening to the doon doon doon, like just listen to the music, and it was like, the fuck are we doing? And so it's just like WWE out here, like NXT is the last bit of what feels like a real pay-per-view you're going to be getting, you guys. It's horrible. Tatum Paxley and what's her name? Goddamn oh my god, I don't know why I keep on dropping on these ladies on these people's names. Dame, Izzy.
Izzy name, yeah.
Damn, you just as bad as I am.
I mean, I'll admit it, yeah. But that match, going back to that one, it was a match.
It was fine. For me, it was one of those things. For me, it was more so the fact I'm like, I want them to finally get past this. But of course, because she took the belt, I'm sure there's going to have to be like
a rubber match,
a little bit that's going on. Because, I mean, Grant, I'm also curious to see what they're going to do with Tatum, because like Tatum's kind of sort of been on this crazy roller coaster. But she got her get back on Dame. To me, I feel like Izzy Dame is like, I don't know. She seemed like she just wasn't on her game that night. Like she's like she still feels like she's like getting this new girl stank off of her. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like
she hasn't flushed out her character.
She hasn't flushed out her in-ring ability. Like that's what it felt like. But outside of that, I mean, I'm glad old girl got the belt because Dame wasn't doing shit with it.
No. And like I said before, the match was a match. It was I know the build up with the story between the two and relatively why we should care, because especially if they've been back and forth the way they have in the calling, removing her from the faction. But not enough to keep me interested. But like I said, it was a match. It wasn't a bad match.
Because I know you don't really watch NXT, if you was following it, because like the whole story was the fact, like, you know, Tatum had no friends. Izzy faked being her friend and brought her into the culling, which led to her getting the belt, even though led to Tatum getting like the actual heavyweight title, women's title. But old girl was not cool with it, and then they literally cost her to lose the title because she kind of wasn't following the rules of the culling and everything. So they kicked her to the curb, and when they kicked her to the curb, cost her the belt and all this other stuff, Izzy actually beat her, but then got a 1-up on her, and that was when old girl took the belt from her. And Izzy's kind of sort of been like chasing them and like hunting them down because like she's like, no, you're going to pay for betraying me like this. And so that's what this was. And now she's taken something directly from her. And so that's kind of sort of been the little story there, which has been fine. I just need them to do something more with Izzy now.
I would say so too. I think it's about time to move on from it. But again, it was not a bad match. Next up was what was next up after that match? Why am I drawing a blank on that next match?
It was the underground match.
Ah, okay.
I literally have it right here.
Okay, so underground match was next. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I believe that Raw Underground started the underground nature, and then NXT took it over. And with how this match goes in, we have Lola Vice is apparently undefeated, has been winning every underground match she has been. She's the underground queen. And for Kalani Jordan to go into this, I was really wanting to make sure that Vice won this, because I'm like, you can't call her this name. And then Kalani Jordan comes in here and win. I hate when situations like that happen to me, where I get introduced to a character. And granted, I'm familiar with who Lola Vice is, but like to get introduced and to say like, yo, you're the best at this thing. And then all of a sudden I come in and I watch her the first time, and that's when you lose. And I'm like, well, I guess she's not the best. You kept saying that. So I was really hoping that she won that.
So my thing when it came to this match was the fact of there was the reasons why, like they almost booked themselves into a situation here, in my opinion, because Lola Vice is a legitimate killer.
Yes.
Okay. Kalani Jordan, respectfully, is just a gymnast. All right. Now, granted, they gave her a buy-in, and that was the fact that she did get her hand fucked up prior. All right. And sure, Kalani also went and tried to train and do a little bit with,
submission magician.
Shayna Baszler. Which is interesting. I'm like that they still giving Shayna Baszler some light here.
Even though she's technically released, but she is now a coach, and she's still, I think that's for stuff for GCW, but continue.
But which if that's the case, I mean, hey, hell yeah, keep getting your thing, bro, girl. But like for me with this match, if they would have let Lola unless they have her go up against somebody else who is as legitimate as her, it's hard. It would kill her character for her to lose in this match. Natty? Is Natty like a black belt in like jiu-jitsu or something?
Which there are people who are really good wrestlers in the UFC who have beaten people with Taekwondo backgrounds. So it's like credible wrestling can win if you know how. Like if they did that fight right, Natty's whole thing would have to be taking her to the ground. She cannot stand up fight. So if they're trying to legitimize that fight, Natty would have to use wrestling the whole match.
So I can almost allow Natty to win.
Yeah, like almost, yeah.
But
that would be the most believable.
But the problem is,
well, actually, Miss Lyons is actually a legit fighter.
Because she actually does have like black belt and all that good stuff. Yeah. I mean, if she was actually worth a damn right now, sure. Maybe if they wanted to re-legitimize her, yeah. But when you see what she's doing right now, no. But like my issue is the only people who should be going up in there and actually beating Lola Vice in any kind of underground situation is someone who can show me the fact that they have a belt.
Like a martial art belt? Actually?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, come on, bro.
Okay, I was making sure.
Lock
I was
in,
making
nigga.
sure. I was making
Lock
sure.
in.
I was making sure.
Lock in. So it's like with Natty, I only because of the fact that they have shown her in this new light and she's like kind of sort of devastating a little bit.
I feel like her dungeon background, the stew dungeon,
that would give me enough to make it semi-believable. And if she definitely did the whole thing where she's taking it to the ground, she's trying to lock her into submission because, you know, that's what she does. I am willing to allow that, and I think they can make that look good.
Like,
but
like getting her in the armbar, preventing her from doing her back fist.
Yes, those kind of things. Like, you know, like when she throws a back fist, she's like locks her. You know, like I can see the low key legend possibly because she has been shown to have such a ferocity where it makes sense. All right, so it's like they can spin that one.
Shout outs to 2015 me who did not like Natalya to be backing Natty in 2026. Because you couldn't get me to say that one good thing about Natalya. But
yeah, like I mean, match was great. It did what it needed to do.
That backfit.
I really like
the
finish was pretty solid.
But they didn't sell it long enough.
Which is fair. I can agree with that. But and I think but as I always go to, the story going into this match is what made this match worth the time dealing with.
And here's the thing I kind of find as an issue, bro. It kind of sounds like, honestly, Kalani was justified in what she was feeling. Like, bro, she's like, look, I became a champion in another promotion, and you bitches started hating on me.
Oh, yes, that part I absolutely
was like,
agree.
bro, like that's some hating ass shit.
Yeah, no, like the story behind it, and like I'm like, yeah, no, like I don't know why y'all did that.
Y'all some hating ass bitches.
That's some real hater type shit. All right, whatever. Hey, you know what? O's, am I right?
I was like, damn, bro. So like, yeah, she became a heel because it's like, bro, I got to defend me. And I got to do shit for me because y'all being haters anyway. But going into that, the back end match not bad. The next match I believe was
the last match.
Last match, yes.
Say his name and he appears.
Joe Hendry versus Ricky Saints. Which to me, I don't think Ricky's ever gonna be believable to me. I feel like that ship has kind of sailed because I think a large part of it is his finish. A large part of it is his fucking finish.
Yes, Ricky Saints isn't it as far as I'm concerned. I didn't really care a whole lot about him in AEW either.
I cared. In AEW, he kind of had something going.
But like, now, what I can get behind right now is where they're about to go with all of this, because Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, they've kind of been buddy for a little bit, but now that Ethan Page has lost the title, he's now thinking about trying to get back on that heavyweight title spot. And I'm glad he's getting that turn back into this area here, because that's where Ethan needs to be. Now, granted, I also would really like Ethan Page to go ahead and make his way to the main roster, because that's where he needs to be, in my opinion. There's so many things that he could be doing.
The Raw after Mania, maybe.
But like, I mean, because the fact I'm like, on Ricky Saints, like the match was fine. I'm not going to say the match was The match was fine. I like me some Joe Hendry. So like Joe Hendry always does what he needs to do in the match, but like
I
I'm more.
will say I enjoy the seriousness behind him in this match. Like he was doing the stuff for the crowd, but he was like, I'm about to fuck Ricky Saints up. And I kind of like that intensity behind Joe because it doesn't feel like Joe is just doing his gimmick. It felt like, no, he's a champion and you're not about to disrespect me like you've been disrespecting me, bro. And so whenever he got to the ring, he was like, you know, he does the wave your hands like side to side. Yeah. When he wanted to do that, he was like looking at Ricky like, I don't want to do this right now because I just want to get in the ring and I want to fuck you up. But I'm going to look at you the whole time I'm doing it. And I like that intensity. It made me feel like, okay, Joe's about to go in on this match. But granted, it was still a match, but I enjoyed the intensity.
I feel there's a part where that feels like you're like I'm glad you're catching up because I feel like I mean Grant because when we was talking you was telling your wife about Joe Hendry in the past and all this other stuff, but it's like you also still don't like his character and
because it's too jokey for me. It's the meme. That is it. It's only the meme. And then you're not giving him the credibility as a wrestler to me. Like, it's just a meme. That's what I don't like about it. It's like, if we can get past the say his name and we can get past that and keep it as, yes, he has that, but then we actually can get behind him as a wrestler, I can get behind it more.
I feel as if like it's well for me when I'm hearing what you're saying, I feel as if like because it's to me, I feel it's one of those deals where it's like where I think they've both been there this whole time. Like, yes, people really do like the meme and, you know, the character that is Joe Hendry. But the wrestler, even though all that is there, whenever he's in the ring, he's always been there. Like, he's not, like, that hasn't been missing. Like, even when he was at TNA versus to where he's at right now. Like, I feel.
His TNA feuds weren't really that great for me, though. And like I said before, when I was watching him in WCPW and doing all the stuff, like he had great work there. But I think because TNA really didn't have any stars for him to go against to make his feuds look good. Because again, he had Mike Santana, he had not saying Nick Nemeth is bad, but like a lot of those feuds they just didn't really resonate to me. Maybe that's probably why.
You're having that, what I call like that Chavo effect where, you know, because Chavo was jobbed out so hard, when you see him somewhere else, you're like, yeah, no, he's still just a jobber type situation.
But he wasn't a jobber to me in WCW. That's not WCW, WCPW.
Yes, but he was not great to you when he was in TNA. And that's from when he was in TNA going into W or NXT. That is when he made that change from boom to boom. Okay. And so you're still stuck on the stank of TNA when it comes to Joe Hendry, that so much stuck on it that like the stuff that he did beforehand, which from what I've seen is not really any different than what the fuck he's doing now. It's just that people like it now even more. And so it's like,
I think it's because for me, it's more the meme is like, okay, say if you're balancing the two, the meme is here and it's like, okay, but like, if I can't go anywhere and not hear the meme being thrown at me every 2 seconds, that's the part that gets me.
I feel you hate him because he made it big now.
No, I don't care about that.
But think about it. Think about what you're saying. Because it's like Joe Hendry has been like skipping before he was at TNA when you said you used to follow him. Mm-hmm. He followed the same formats back then. Mm-hmm. All right. And then when he started getting big and then his stuff started getting over, that's when you started to be like, nah, I hate it kind of thing. And it's one of those deals where, which is the wrestling entertainment aspect where he became more entertaining without having to do the wrestling type deal. And so it's like, granted, in the ring, Joe Hendry is still the same Joe Hendry back over here. If anything, stronger, a little bit better, beefier.
That I will give him that too. Yeah, he
and so
he
it's
does
like
look great in the ring.
But it's one of those deals. It's almost like looking at I don't know why this came to mind, but it's kind of like the same deal. Looking at Terry Bollea the Boulder when he was in fucking New Japan versus Hulk Hogan when he was in WWE, where it's like, yes, Hulk Hogan he could have done all the wrestling stuff, but he doesn't have to because the gimmick has risen him to stardom, to star power. And because he got his gimmick over, it's one of those things that you're letting everyone liking the gimmick. And maybe it's the fact that everyone likes his gimmick so much, and the fact that like you just prefer Joe Hendry the wrestler, fuck the gimmick type situation. Like, that's where I'm all like, maybe you have not gotten acclimated to him actually being popular because of because he's always been that Joe Hendry. He's always done the whole singing shtick where he'll,
like when he did stuff in ROH, I think he was going against a couple of people. He would make songs for every opponent.
Yes.
Yeah. That was always interesting to me. And I guess
but he still does that.
He still does that. Yes. It's like I said, it became where you remember how an RKO out of nowhere was like every fucking thing. Mm-hmm. And I think to me, when it kind of goes back into where the joke you mentioned before we talked about joke where it was Cody Rhodes using the Raheem part. It's like, it's not fun anymore. It's like, because you're abusing it too much or you're doing it too much. I feel like it's that to me with it, because it's like everywhere I go, it's being tossed in my face. And it's like, bro, I get it. Can we just back the fuck up a little bit?
Listen, fam, you was not ready for Joe Hendry to pop. That's what it was, bro.
I guess so.
You weren't ready for that Joe. You weren't ready for Joe Hendry to take over and be as big as he is.
My curiosity with him in the future is like, okay, I really don't want him to go to main roster and be like a comedy act.
So,
because he definitely won't be in the realms of going against a Seth Rollins.
But the thing is, I can see that. I can see him as he could. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those deals where it's all on how you do the story and how you book him, kind of thing. Because like, he can be in the main event. Hell, you can literally take exactly what he's doing right now and you can make him a heel. Honestly, I actually saw him as a heel originally more than a good guy kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I could him as a heel, I could see going some distances kind of thing. Just like, cause this whole, like, cause just the way that the way he boosts himself and, and all this other stuff and, believing in him and this, that, and the other, like there is plenty of ways that you can run Joe Hendry kind of thing. And so it's just, are you smart enough to run Joe Hendry the right way? Just like with Ricky Saints, I feel there's plenty of ways you can run with Ricky. And I think Ricky is currently in the space that he should be. But he's one of those ones where I'm like, I prefer his character over his wrestling. I don't think he's a bad wrestler, but like, I wish he was a different wrestler.
I think that's what it is for me with Joe. Because, like, I prefer his wrestling over the thing. So it's like, well, you say you like Ricky Saints' character better than his wrestling. I don't know if it's similar to that for me. Maybe it's not.
Which that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Like you like Joe Hendry as a wrestler, and you prefer, and what got Joe Hendry over for you was his wrestling as opposed to his gimmick. But in
It's
the
now
but in
trying
the
to
world of
accept both of them.
yeah, in the world of wrestling entertainment, if you can get the gimmick over, you don't have to wrestle. And so, granted, he still does, but it's like the gimmick is what's. If you can get the gimmick over, you could do anything. And so,
and I think that is a wrestling fan with social media involved, that is also what it is too. Because again, you know, coming from the era we enjoyed wrestling, we didn't have as much social media presence to everything. I mean, granted, yes, pop culture and stuff like that, and being thrown down our voices, thrown on our throats, the gimmick of a character more than the actual wrestling, and now the gimmick is what drives the wrestler more than anything. I think it's just a new era of enjoying wrestling for me, and I think going into this year, as we are now on episode 53, going into a whole new year, into, or technically, you can call this a new season. You can call this a new season if you want to. But it's interesting to see where wrestling is currently at and the possibility of what it could be. I mean, with this mania, the stank of this mania, would it make the year better? Like, would the year get better after Mania? Because, you know, we always say, let's get rid of the Mania and hopefully the rest of the year can get better. Or do you feel like even Mania, we still gonna have this stank?
Nah, it has to get worse before it gets better, and I don't think it's peaked yet.
So, you don't think the worst is peaked yet?
No. It's gonna get worse. We ain't peaked yet.
Well, outside of that, do we still have Razion as our next guest?
Oh yeah, no. He's down.
Okay, cool. Well, next episode we're gonna have Razion here. He's gonna tell us his story, and you know, you being a part. Well, technically, his manager, correct?
No, I'm not a manager. I am
the social media guy.
I wouldn't even say the social media guy. I guess there's really not an actual title for it. I have not given myself a title of sorts. I guess you could say the official documentor, I would say. I record what happens at ringside, so whatever you want to call that later on, I'll think of a name for it.
Okay. Should be a manager. But anyway, that is just what I say. But looking forward to having him here and being able to get more of his story is pretty much our next episode. But aside from that, do you got any ending? You got any summary of how you've been feeling with New Japan, NXT, what's going on with WWE and Mania?
I mean, New Japan and NXT are fine. They're just New Japan and NXT are fine. I still can't speak too much on New Japan just yet because once again, like I'm still young in it, and so we're gonna see where this tournament goes. NXT has been straight though. Like I got no complaints.
Well, if that's the case, I don't really have much to say either. But as always, guys, you know, every week we have a new episode here at the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast where the ring is sacred. The questions are always real and the destruction is guaranteed. So until next time, it's your host who likes to post, the Masaku.
And it's your boy, Swag Switch in the building.
And we'll see you guys next time.